Hi, welcome to the new video. I am Rohit Desai, co-founder of JB Experts. In this video, we are going to discuss how do we import or export through air route. So whenever we are planning to ship any products via air, so there are I have already uploaded the video on the containers, like when we are doing it through sea route, so what are the operations. It's 99% it's going to be the same, just the route is going to change, the few documentations here and there it is going to change. Rest all process is going to be almost similar. But let's go in deep and understand like how the whole process works and what are the other things that we need to know. At the first, let's understand the players who are going to be involved in your air shipment. So one is the shipper, who is going to be me or you, who is going to export from India to the global market. So that is called shipper, who is the exporter. Then comes the consignee, who is a receiver. So many times you would have seen that, okay, we not mention anyone's name in the consignee. We say it as to account or to the bank. So that is just to make sure that, okay, our data are being protected and we don't want to send to someone that who has not paid us the full money. So in those cases, we do that. And freight forwarder is a person who is going to book your containers. He will coordinate with the airlines, and he'll get you the quotations. He'll share you the pricings, and based on that, he'll do the whole operations from custom clearances, which everything. So that's how it works. So then comes the custom broker. So normally these guys will be getting into your ice gate, putting up your requirements or whatever the data has to be entered there. So they do it. In India, we are using IceGate, but when it comes to global, you can. There are other portals of particular government who is going to use it in such a manner. Then obviously the airlines, because those are the people who are going to carry out your products from one destination to another. And the custom authority are the legal bodies of both the countries who is going to inspect, like, okay, is there nothing illegal has been exported? And in the other country, it's like, okay, nothing illegal has been imported. And also they scrutinize saying that, okay, are you importing by laws? Are you importing by rules and regulations? Are you importing anything restricted? Do you have licenses to import these products? So no one wants anything that surprises their operations. So they make sure that, okay, everything is smooth and we don't have any issues getting these products to the market. So once you have those clarities, then only the custom authorities will allow your product. And there is a ground handling department. So these authorities or these agents will be operating your products from packing to placing and then organizing it, loading it to the airline. And then that's how it works. So that's how the process is. So these are the people who handle your complete export operations. These are the key players. So apart from this, do you need anyone? Not really, because the local transporters and something like, okay, from your place to the transportation or to the airport, that is the distance that you need to carry. Maybe a transportation or a local transport is may required, but apart from that, no big thing is be needed. Then comes the air shipment process from a shipper perspective. So when we are sending it, shipper, it means the exporter who is going to send this product out. So let's understand step by step. So one is the inquiry, first what we generate, and then we receive a quotation. We share out the quotations, and the shipper is make sure he contacts to the freight forwarder, commodities and everything. We share the whole details to the freight forwarder, and then we also provide all the documents and everything. We sign up the what Incoterms we need to work on, and basically it's like sea routes and air routes is all going to be the same. From quotations is everything that you're going to share. Once it's been approved, then you're going to share up the further things. So then you need to take insurances, compliances and all of it. Then the freight forwarder will provide you quotations including freight charges, insurance and other potential fees, which is normally in airlines the pricings will bit change. The calculations are a bit odd. So you cannot say that, okay, this is something we have volumetric weight and exact weight. So there are volumetrically weights and all. We are going to go into quotations, or when we try to understand the quotations, we'll do the calculations part. So don't need to worry on that. So but here roughly to understand is like, okay, I get an inquiry, I reply to with the pricings, I get all the preparations of the documentations, I do the sales agreement, and then I say freight forwarder that these are the products I'm going to export, this is the volume, this is the HS code, and this is the dimension of the boxes. So based on that, he is going to he's going to share me the prices of the freight, insurance and the other potential charges. Only then the things moves forward. Then what he does is books the documentations, So once the shipper is ready to ship it, he provides the instructions to the authority, say, to the freight forwarder, saying that okay, these are the documents and this is what I'm going to do it, and you are going to represent me in the market. So basically that's a letter. Normally it's not operated in India, it doesn't really need in Indian markets, but in global market that's how it's been operated. We appoint someone, we give authority to someone, only then he'll get the requirements from the airlines and all of it. But in India, it's like you call him, he already will be having the prices, he will communicate back to you, and then things will move forward. Then he'll do a booking. So then he'll receive a booking confirmation saying that, okay, this is the space that you wanted. Okay, now we have it in this airline. So please get the materials. So that's what the confirmation you receive. Soon you get the confirmation. You know exactly where the flight is going to fly, which flight is going to fly, to from what destination to what destination, and you'll also know that okay, what is the transit time, because airline cannot operate it as like it's faster than the sea, but still delays can happen. But one thing what you can look at is you know exactly how the things are being done before. Even you'll get to know the same thing in the sea routes also. It's no surprises saying that okay, my airline has to go from here to here, but it went somewhere else. It doesn't go on that way. So it's all been scheduled, strategized, and organized in a route planning. So you exactly know when the goods are going to come and when the goods are going to dispatch and which are the routes they are going to take and how many days that is going to be delivered. And then all comes with the invoicing, preparing all the commercial invoices, and uh, these invoices should have this consignees details and all of it, descriptions of the product, harmonized codes, Incoterms. Do not mess up with the Incoterms. If you are not sure about the Incoterm, please check with us or check with the freight forwarder before you book anything. And along with that, if you are not sure about what is Incoterm is, the video is already uploaded. Please go ahead and watch the Incoterm. Then the certificate of origin, is it like preferential? Again, certificates of origins can be the same from sea routes to this, but the thing here is it's only like, okay, what agreement you're trading on. Is it general agreements? Then yeah, you don't need a preferential. But if you're trading under a specific agreement, then yeah, you need a certificate of origin preferentials. So packaging list, and then you need to prepare the packaging list, certificate of origin, other documents, and especially when it comes to airlines, you need to be very much sure, you need to provide them danger goods declarations, what we call as DGD. So you need to make sure like, okay, is it a lithium battery or chemicals or something like oil and something which can catch fire. So if that's the case, then you need to give them in declarations like, okay, what is exactly the requirement is. Then the export license, you should have it, pathosanitary certificates, if it's agro or plant-based products, then varieties of certificates depends on what are you exporting, right? Then the other permits, certifications based on the countries, destinations, your product, it may change. Then comes the export custom clearances. They will check based on your freight forwarder who has been, who also has his own what you call custom house agents. They'll submit all the necessary documents. They upload the data. So here also it's going to be like shipping bill. So they are going to enter it as a airline this thing, but the route is going to different, but the process is the same. In the ice gate, you're going to submit as again shipping bill, and then you enter all the details, and then the process will be moving forward, and then the customs will check like, okay, all the documents are clear. They'll do the inspection. Here the X-ray inspections are more, and then once the clearance is done, then good to go. Then the cargo delivery airlines, the airline who is going to pick the product, so they are going to collect all the products and they are going to move it up. So here you will be having master airway bill, and you will be having so master airway bill is a consolidated airway bill. So how it happens here is, on one pallet you may be having a very small box. So they don't just put your one box separately. What they do is they put all the small boxes together. They'll wrap it, net it, and then load it. So it will be a palletized. So in that pallet, you will be getting a master airway bill. So that is what your freight forwarder is booking. Because the freight forwarders are not the people who works dedicatedly for you. They'll be working for multiple companies. So they know what product is compatible, how do I plan it, and all of it. So then freights and tracking. So once the goods are being flight, then after you will receive the copy from the freight forwarder, and then you can take the whole thing forward. I'm a bit down today. I'm still not keeping well, so my voice is low. Okay, coming to the next. Now we have already seen how the export works as a shipper perspective. Now we are looking towards the consignee perspective who is going to import. So you can be anything anytime. So you are just in that structure. So if you are sending it, then yeah, this is what you need to prefer. When you are receiving it, when you are importing something, then you are going to be the consignee. So the first thing is pre-arrival notifications. You will receive it from the freight forwarder or you will receive it from the airline itself. As you will be having a usual copy of airway bill, master airway bill. So you will need to submit all the documentations again, whatever you have received it from the buyer, sorry, supplier. The exporter has already shared you the commercial invoice, packaging list, master copy, arrival notice, import license is something that you need to have it. And then the certificate of origin, if you are claiming any preferential tariff treatment, then obviously you need a certificate of origin preferentials. That's the difference. Certificate of origin is for generic, just to say that, okay, where the product is being made. But when you say like certificate of origin preferential, then it means that you are trying to take some kind of exemptions or claims on the duty under one agreement. If India and Thailand has a bilateral trade agreement, if a Thailand, when I send something to Thailand, so Thailand by importer, what he's going to do is he's going to claim the tariff, so that if there is a general tariff which is around 5% or 10%, that will be waived off and made it zero. So in that case, certificate of origin preferential is very much required. Other permits, certifications as required by the importing country and commodities. So it depends again what kind of a products you are dealing in and what country you belong to. If in India, then again go back to IceGate, you will get to know the things and then submit it as a bill of entry. Then custom clearances. Once all the documents are clear, when the products are completely clear, then you get the consignment. So then you need to submit to the importer, the custom broker or the freight forwarder of his side, not your side. So buyer will make sure that he is going to import it. So he's going to submit all the documentations and get it cleared. Once the custom of that particular country is been sure that okay, you're not importing something wrong or you don't fall with a shortfall of the products or the documentations, and then yeah, everything goes well. So inspection is done. The duty of the consignee or the broker pays the duties and taxes. Either you pay it or you ask your broker to pay it. That will be all done. Once cleared, the custom issues the releasing document. Then the airline will hand over the documents to you, the products to you based on the terminal. Like even when you are doing DDP, the broker who is going to be my own broker, because he's the person who is going to handle the shipment from India, sending all the products to Thailand, and then in Thailand he will pay all the duties, he will do all the clearances. He means I don't say exactly this guy is going to go there and do it, but he will be having someone to do it there. So then he has a network, he's already had dealt with the relations. So in that point, what he does is he shares all the details to them, and they are going to clear all the consignment. And then once the documentations and everything goes through, he will pick the products and then go and deliver it to the end location, where exactly the delivery location is. That is clearly DDP transportation is what we do. We don't say that okay, your product is at this terminal, handling terminal, please come and pick it here. We don't say that, because we are doing completely DDP terms. Then you need to go and deliver to the location. You don't need to unload it, but if it's not heavy, and especially these kind of a cargoes goes with FedEx and DHL, so they will go and deliver it to the end place. So this is the simplest option, because no one gets troubled here. That's very much important. So you have understood now, if you are sending the goods, what is the process? If you are getting the goods, what is the process? Now let's understand key concepts and terms. So the key concepts that you need to be aware, that when you're dealing in especially airlines or any even the sea routes, doesn't matter to the sea routes or airlines, it's going to be the similar thing. So here when you are going to start to understand like okay, what are the key concepts that we need to understand in any specific shipments from exporting or importing, you need to be sure like what are the Incoterms are, what is the expenditures or the prices that you're going to provide, then the HSN codes, then the master airway bill. So that is something your freight forwarder will be having it in a bundle. Like say is like, okay, he's going to ship around 50 products. So airlines is going to give him the master airway bill. Against to that, he is going to generate the house airway bill. So you will be receiving house airway bills based on saying that, okay, how many consignment has gone in a master airway bill, and that will be split, and every box or every individual booking will be having a separate house airway bill. So house airway bill is specifically for your freight forwarders shipments. So even that is coming from airlines, but still that is something which has been clubbed and made one bill, and then later it will be distributed among all the consignees or the shippers who have done the shipments. So they will get every individual copy from the freight forwarder itself. So then uh, unit loaded devices, so normally standardizing containers, pallets, or is it like consolidated, done it on a palletizations, or are they using one kind of a container to put all the products in? You may be having a very small box. When it comes to airlines, I don't say it as a it's cheaper, it's going to be expensive. So always what we prefer is the sea roads. But in many cases, what happens, because of my shelf life, because of my volume, cakes and all is going to be difficult to send it through sea shipments, because we don't manufacture so much of cakes, and the shelf life of the cakes are going to be very less. So in those cases, what we do is we send it through air. So how big the boxes would be? You may be having your own outlet in London or France when you want to send the pastries there. So these going to be very different, and you're going to pack it in properly manner and then give it away, and then that will be not so big boxes. They're going to just manage it properly and send it across. Yeah, the damages are possibilities are there because it's like the thing, but still packaging is one thing that can be easily managed. So we have been regularly shipping all these perishable products, which is like 7 days or 6 days is a shelf life. So we are able to manage that. So but yeah, at the end of the day, we have seen yeah, product damages here and there, but yeah, that's a part of the business. So after you answer understanding the key concept, the most important thing what you need to take to the consideration is the insurance part, because normally airlines or sea roads will be having a minimal kind of a insurance on your product, because it's not their product. They don't need to really do an insurance on the products what they have, right? So it's your product. So if it's theft, product damaged, or anything to happens to your particular products, nothing happens to the airline. So it's very rarely something goes wrong with the airline thing. But 99% of the time, your products will be lost or misplaced or something like that. We also, I have lost my luggages in airline. So, right, my baggage has been lost. So possibilities are there that you may lose your products sometime, but it's better you take a proper insurance which covers everything. I don't want you to think of saying that, okay, there is one clause that is I'm letting it go just because of a few bugs. Don't do that, because whenever you're doing a air shipment, please make sure you take a wholesale insurance, so that will really help you out. Then the packaging. So make sure you have a proper packaging, and you need to be aware what is being allowed and what is not allowed under, and you need to check the permittable, the products and the thing from IATA, which is International Air Transport Association. And whenever you're working with the freight forwarders, please make sure they have this approval, because when we say it as a sea freight forwarders, they may be having a different thing, but when it comes to airlines, please make sure they are IATA approved freight forwarders. Only then it gives the authority that they are a legit. So that's important. Then the regulatory comes in, regulations like what is exactly, how are you going to send it, what is the rules changing. So these are something which you need to be aware of, and moreover communications with all the parties from ground staff. That is not you're going to do it directly, but still your freight forwarder, your buyer, everyone knows exactly what you're sending and what is being in the boxes, so that if something goes wrong here and there, then it is going to be a problem. And even if just a single document has been different, just your units, for example, instead of a kgs, you have mentioned it as grams, then the whole volume will change. So in those cases, do not make so silly mistakes in export import business. That's going to be a problem. And then regulatory and prohibited items, please make sure if something hazardous products are there, because it's not only your product, its responsibilities is like, because these products are going with passengers many times. I don't say that okay, products doesn't go separately with the cargo plane. There are cargo planes, but sometimes the products, mainly our products with the smaller quantities and all, which goes with the passenger plane. So in those cases, it's a threat for the passengers also. It's your responsibility. Do not mess around or do not put something in the box that is not something which is authorized. Do not try to manage it, because one, obviously the customs will get to know. There are a lot of scrutiny or checks will happen before the products get into the airline. But still, it's your responsibility also just to make sure you are clean, your products are clean, and all the documentations are in proper conditions. And time sensitivity. See, airlines are fast, as I said already, comparing to the sea line. But still, there are possibilities that airlines also get delayed, right? So it could be hours, it could be days, or it could be normally days only. It's not like weeks and all delays will never happen. Just a breakdown or something like that in other country where this all issues may happen. But 99% of the time, it will be a delays in hours. Worst case, it may be in days. That's it. Apart from that, no issues. Then and if you are requiring any special treatment for your products, that also you can communicate saying that, okay, this is the temperature which I want. For example, many people use ice box, right? When they are using ice box, it can hold up the temperature for a particular time, right? So for example, my flying time from India to Singapore is around 5 hours or 6 hours. Then what I do is I calculated it as, okay, I want ice box to hold my product for 5 hours. Okay, what if the flight is delayed for 5 hours or 6 hours or 10 hours? Then automatically your product will start deteriorating and then the things will go bad. Then you cannot come back to the airlines and say that, okay, because of you the products are being spoiled. It was your responsibility to take an extra step to make sure your ice box are good, capable enough to hold up to next 24 hours. If there is a delay of 5 hours or 6 hours or 10 hours, even then your product or your ice box is able to hold it. So this is what I want to say, like, okay, it's a time sensitive, it can go delay, but still you need to be sure that these are being taken properly. And moreover, cost is one thing which is expensive in airlines, but along with that you need to also see if there is other mode where it can go cheaper, because money is something that you need to save, not only for yourself, even for your buyer too, because buyers will be more appreciating you when it comes to economical kind of a thing. You have a products in their hand at a very minimal price, so they also have a room to make profit. So that's very important, because here when it comes to B2C, it's all like between one to masses. I'm a manufacturer, I'll be distributing the products to everyone. But when it comes to B2B, we are all the partners who in the business who both wants to make money. That's how the whole thing works. So what are the practical challenges? So when you're entering into export business through an airline, you're planning to export it, and even in the sea roads, please mention price is one thing that we need to look at when we are working, but also the reputation of your freight forwarder. Does he has a required licenses? Does he have a in-house customer clearance agent? So these are very important. If you're not managing this, you are just going ahead with like, okay, someone recommended, I'm working with him. So if that's the case, then obviously the credibilities are not there. And moreover, you need to ask questions. Don't hesitate to ask questions to your freight forward. You can clearly tell him, this is the first time I'm doing the shipment, so please help me with this. Can you please tell me, when you're giving me the commercials, please give me it in a breakup so that I understand it. What are the charges are included and what are the charges not included? Even when, I think I've already uploaded a video on banking service, the same questions you need to ask the freight forwarders also. A straight and a blunt question. Okay, after this, what is the additional charges? Okay, after this, how are you calculating it? Okay, after this, what is the issue? So if this get cancelled, what is next? Okay, is there any better insurance for you? So these are the questions that your freight forwarder should answer. If he's not answering it, then yeah, they may be not going to provide you a good service. Possibilities are there. So it's better you skip it up. Be prepared with information. So whatever the documentation, sizes, dimensions, and I have seen people saying that, okay, length is in centimeter, breadth is in centimeter, but height is in millimeters. What's the unit is here? You're unnecessarily creating confusions. Instead of that, just be informed saying that what is the dimension of your boxes in one single unit. Why do you want to say like, okay, length is in this centimeter, width is in centimeter, then height is only in mm. Why don't you convert it? It's simple. You can just use a Google search. You'll get the whole calculations in front. So it should not be the problem. So please use the basic sense then to get the things done. And most probably, I want you to understand the complete Incoterms, because if this is not clear, then you're going to be in a deep trouble. So be very sure that what are the Incoterms I'm going to use. If you are not sure about like, okay, what is Incoterm is, how do we use it, there is a separate video already there. So please go and watch it. So get everything in written. So there is no value for your words. In today's world, if I have to tell you, there is zero value for the words. If someone is promising me something, sir, this will be done, don't worry, give me in writing. That's your responsibility to get it in writing, because verbal communications will not be passed up to anyone, including you cannot blame your freight forwarder for doing something wrong, or either the airline. So please make sure whatever the communications you are passing through, it has to be recorded on email, and that has to be passed up to the airlines, and then you need to get the updates accordingly. If the things are not in written, then yeah, obviously it's as equivalent as saying that you didn't had the conversation itself, right? And don't be afraid to ask questions, because your freight forwarders, you're paying for your freight forwarders just for this. I hope every concept is completely clear, because you can be an importer, you can be an exporter. All the process is 99% same in all the operations. Just the documentations here and there, the changes. Just the people who operate your products may be changing. But apart from that, there is nothing called as CFS here, where you are going to stock, hold your container, because there is no containers here. It's just like custom cleared terminal. Then the airlines will pick the goods, whatever is been booked with that airline, and that will be done by the ground team. So you don't need to get into a place. So these are all very much important to understand before you getting into a business, and you need to make sure these are very strong understandings. And when you get into the business, when you are talking to someone, please make sure you ask them with confidence, saying that, okay, these are the doubts what I have. There is nothing in asking. You will get answer only when you ask for it. So that is what every teacher says in the schools. So you better you ask and get your questions answered, and then take a strategy planning accordingly. And if you have any doubts or any questions to ask, you can put it into comment box. I'll respond to it. And if you like this video, hit a like button. If you want not yet subscribe, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.